Hey buddy, how you doing? Hi Richard, I'm doing fine. To what do I owe the pleasure? Just saw that you were struggling a bit to start the season and was wondering if you'd be interested in jumping ship before you get thrown overboard? What? Do you know something I don't know? Are the board want to get rid of me, or are you just trying to get yourself another payday? What if I said both of those options were correct? Unbelievable. Hello, yes, welcome on into Living Sports here for another episode of Glory Hunter on Football Manager 22. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button for more daily Football Manager content. If you missed the last one, go and check it out. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be an interesting year this year. As you can see from the screen in front of you, not started off too well. We're 8th in SerieA. Our job position is currently precarious. Yeah, and our agents obviously getting paid a lot of money to try and get us to go somewhere else. The only other jobs that are available just now are Torino in the SerieA with ourselves, Brest in Liga and Getafe in the La Liga, and Burnley in the Premier League. So not any big name clubs to go to should we lose our job. As you can see, 8th position, precarious job. There's a risk we might lose a job, and we'll show you why. Since we last met, which was the game up against Borussia Dortmund, we got the 2-all draw. We have only lost one game. However, we've drawn quite a few as well. Following that Dortmund game, we drew 3-all with Sampdoria, which was very frustrating since they scored a 94th minute equaliser. We did beat Empoli 2-1. A 0-0 draw against Parma followed that, which is not great. And as you can see, looking at SerieA there, we only had 2 wins in our first 7 games, which wasn't great because our next SerieA game was a loss to Napoli, so it was 2 wins in our first 8. In between those games against Parma and Napoli, though, we did beat Galatasaray 3-1, thanks to goals from Sesko, Veretout and Gijo as well. After the Napoli loss, it was a game against Brescia where we were 3-0 up quite comfortably, and then we conceded 2 goals late on in the game, and I was worried we were going to throw away, but thankfully we held on. We played against Leon next, where we went down 1-0, quickly changed it to 2-1. They scored another goal, and then there was no highlights in the second half at all. But a 2-all draw against Leon. As you can see, we're going to play against them in our second game against them in the Champions League group stage today. They're currently top of the table, so maybe not that bad a result, really, when we think about it. We did beat Verona 2-1, thanks to goal from Tammy and Oscar. Oscar's been scoring quite a few goals for us, playing in that attacking midfield role. He's been starting instead of Pellegrini recently. And Tammy and Kramaric scored goals to beat Ternana in our most recent SerieA fixture. But so you can see there, since the games against Inter and Juventus, there's not been a lot of losses, but there's been draws against sides we shouldn't have drawn against, particularly Parma and also Sampdoria. But if you look at the most recent SerieA games, we had a loss against Napoli. You can lose against Napoli. It's a tough team. They're currently well at the top of SerieA. I'll show you in just a second. But we have won our last 3 SerieA games. If we look at the SerieA table, we are in 8th, but a win would take us up to 5th. In the European places. We're not too far away. Napoli, 5 points clear already at the top. We are just 5 points behind Lazio in second, so we're not miles behind in the league table. It just feels as if we've just not been playing well, and that's possibly more of the annoying thing than the results. It's just, even the ones we've won, we've not looked convincing in anything at all this year. What also doesn't help is we've had quite a few injuries. They're just about all coming back to fitness now. So maybe when we have a full strength squad in, it will sort itself out and we'll be playing slightly better. But you can see the manager performance, F rated. If you get any worse than an F, I think you're going to be getting sacked. So hopefully we can start to turn that around today with the games up against Leon in the Champions League and then our second game against AC Milan. Because AC Milan are above us in the league table, but we did beat them earlier on in this season. So hopefully we can do it for a second time today. So as I mentioned that we're playing Leon in the first game of today's episode, and you can see in our Champions League group, they are currently the team that tops. They've won 2 games and they've drawn against ourselves, and we've drawn against Leon and Dortmund, beating Galatasaray in the process. Dortmund did lose to Galatasaray when they played earlier on, so maybe Dortmund are not the tough side I was expecting them to be. Should we win today and Galatasaray and Dortmund draw together, we would go up to 8 points. Galatasaray would be on 4, and there'd just be 2 games to go. So we'd be almost certainly through to the next round, but I'm not looking too far into the future, so let's not worry about that. Let's get into the game today. We'll show you the team we're going to be playing up against Lyon. You never know, if we play badly today, maybe you'll get to see us being sacked live. That would be exciting, wouldn't it? Patricio's back from his injury. He's going to be playing in goal today, and Gijo's going to play alongside Romagnoli at the back. We do have an injury to Kaike, so Gijo and Romagnoli today. Salamaker's on the right, who's not been playing well this season at all, and Calafiore will get the game on the left-hand side. Camavinga and Rice have swapped roles. Camavinga's dropping a little bit deeper, playing that ball-winning role, and Rice will play as that shuttler in midfield, and he'll be partnered by Pellegrini today because Veritu's injured. Oscar will play at the attacking mid position again because Pellegrini's dropping back, and to be fair, Oscar's been the man who's been up there anyway. He's got 4 goals so far this season. He's currently our top goal scorer, alongside Tammy Abraham, who's moved from the pressing forward position to the deep lying forward position. He's been playing well over there, and Sesko will be taking over the pressing forward role. The bench has Zagadou, Dalot, Tolisso, Ceballos, Veretout and Kramaric on it. And let's see how we get on today up against Lyon. Last time out, all the goals happened in the first half. So we'll see if that's going to be the same thing to happen today. Lyon's a tough side. They did win League 1 last year, and they're doing pretty well in the Champions League this season. As you say, the only time they dropped points was up against us. So let's see how we get on in this second game against them. And so far, we've had the only shots of the game. Well, last time all the highlights were in the first half. This time, this is the first highlight of the first half, and it's right at the end of the first half. Sesko with it. Back to Gijo, and can we get a goal just before half time to go ahead? Salamakers, Pellegrini, forward to Oscar. Can he score? He tries to chip the keeper, and he does, and he's got his 5th goal of the season. I said that Oscar has become our top scorer, playing in that attacking midfield position, and he scored another one today. Pellegrini, say, drop it into midfield today, plays the ball in behind the defence. Oscar gets in behind the defence, and the keeper tries to save that, but it's chipped very high into the air there and into the back of the goal. And the first highlight of the game results in the first goal, and we lead 1-0. And it would be a cracking result if we managed to beat Lyon. As I say, they are the 1 seed in this group, and they've been playing pretty well this season. Let's see, we play the ball out from the back. Salamaker's with it on the right-hand side, back to Gijo. We can't afford to lose the ball deep in our own half here. And Oscar drops deep to get the ball to Rice and Sesko, who loses it. And Giovanni with the ball now, in towards OR. Over to Origi, and Gusto's on the overlap here. Puts the ball into the box. It's just about challenged and cleared away maybe. It comes to Waku there. And switched out to Gusto. Will he hit this ball, or will he get it back into the box? Have we cleared away the danger, or is there going to be another chance for Lyon? Out to the left-hand side. The highlight's over. The answer is the highlight's over. It was great last-ditch tackling. I'm thinking it was from Salamakers. And we hold on to a 1-0 lead. There's 20 minutes to go. We've got some tired legs out there. We're going to have to make some changes. Kramaric can come on for Sesko. We'll move Kramaric to the deep line forward, and Abraham can play as the pressing forward. And we'll also pay it off Declan Rice, who's not been playing particularly well. We'll bring on Ceballos. As that happened, there was a chance in the background. Thankfully, wasn't a goal. Another highlight for Lyon here. They're really piling on the pressure now. Giovanni with it. Gets by the midfield and hits it. And Patricio just about holds on to that ball. There's 10 minutes to go now. We're going to go to instructions. We're going to waste some time. Yep, it might be early, but we're going to do it to try and hold on to this 1-0 lead. And we're going to make a change as well in midfield. Take off Camavinga. Bring on Tolisso in that defensive midfield role, as Camavinga picked up a yellow card there anyway, so he can come off. There's just a couple of minutes to go. It's been a fairly boring game, but we'll take it if we can get the win. But that's a poor ball from Romagnoli. Eventually he gets the header on it though, and Aouar plays the ball out to Gusto. There's 3 minutes added time here. Gusto, ball into the box. Gijo clears it. Oscar now launches it upfield toward Kramaric, and we have a break on if we can make use of this. We don't. We play it back. Romagnoli, who nearly had the error there that gave them a goal. Instead, the ball's launched forward by Calafiore, and Jason Denayer, the former Celtic man in the Belgium centre-half, gets on the ball there. Gijo, Romagnoli, they've went very attacking now, have Lyon. Maybe that offers some space in behind, and Kramaric is in behind here, and can he finish to put us ahead? Oh, we were already ahead, but he'd have put the game beyond doubt had he scored there, but instead it was tucked round the post by the keeper. A good save from him. The ball switched. 1 minute to go now. Origi with it. Back to Denayer and launched down the line. And here comes Gusto in behind the defence. Back to Origi. It'd be heartbreaking if Leon managed to get an equaliser here. It really would. Gusto down the right hand side. The ball gets played into the box, to the back post, and Patricio clutches onto the ball. And then we'll see if we can waste enough time in the next 30 seconds to hold on to this win. They've played the ball out from the back. It's launched in behind the defence. Can Abraham get onto it, or Kramaric? No. That was a strange highlight. They're still going to play the ball out from the back though, are Leon. Out to the left-hand side. There's just 10 seconds left. Blow the whistle, ref. Blow the whistle. I'm going to keep saying it. Just blow the whistle. Look, we're past the 3 minutes, and indeed we are. We've held on to a 1-0 victory just as we were starting to possibly be in a precarious position where we might be losing our job. We've managed to hold on to a 1-0 win against Leon here and go top of our Champions League group. I'll say I'm pleased, but we need to move on and not be complacent. I agree with that. Galatasaray beat Dortmund again there. 2 goals from Hoffman, which means Dortmund are out already after 4 games. That's crazy, but it does mean that it's very tight between ourselves, Leon and Galatasaray, for these top 3 positions. So definitely not guaranteed to be out this Champions League group. We might be dropping into Europa League if the results do not go our way elsewhere in the last few games of this Champions League group. And that means almost certainly I'll be showing you the last Champions League group stage game. It's up against Galatasaray in the next episode. But yeah, let's not focus on that. Let's focus on the game against AC Milan now. You see, we've won 3 games in a row, including that one against Leon. We now play up against Milan, who you can see are above us in the league. We get the win. Hopefully we go into the European places. You can see we're just out of touch at the moment. If we can get into this group between Lazio and Juventus there, those 6 teams are separated by just 2 points. If we can join that group, then as a pack, we can hunt down Napoli, who are currently 5 points clear at the top of the table. That was an exciting end to that game. I enjoyed that. A nice 1-0 win against them. Taking 4 points off them now in that Champions League group, which is very good. Looking forward to this Milan game in a couple of days' time. So I was just intrigued to have a look to see what the average positions of our players were, in that last game, just to see if we are covering as much space as I was hoping to cover. And you can see that Rice there and Oscar played very similar positions, the way that they're playing in this team. So it's something I might have to consider when I'm thinking of editing the tactic a little bit. Those players in those roles are doing something a little bit too similar. You can notice as well the right-sided striker, Sesko there, much wider than what Abraham was, even though Calafiori was a little bit wider than Salamakers on the other side. So I'm not quite sure what really to think about that. Something I might have to consider going into the next one. If we look at without the ball, see we defend very narrow indeed. It's 4-1-3-2, so teams have to go wide. And I'm fairly glad we are forcing them wide. That is the aim of this tactic, is to be compact in midfield in the centre of the pitch so people can't get through the middle. They have to go down the lines. The only problem with that idea in this year's match engine is crosses are fairly overpowered. So, yeah, I have to reconsider. If things, go poorly again, we started to turn things around, so maybe we don't have to reconsider. I'm not sure how I should take this. Joachim Low apparently says that I should be sacked. The AC Milan manager currently. Yeah. Hopefully we can beat them and we can shut them up. That's my hope anyway. Apparently I'm paying the price for my own shortcomings. They wouldn't even be having this discussion if I was doing my job properly. Well, let's beat them today then, and that will hopefully shut them up. Let's go in and let's have a look and see what team I will be selecting today. Well, there are a few fitness worries, but this is a team that we're going to go with today. Repeticio in goal. Kaike and Zagari are going to play at the back today, with Dallo and Calafiori either side of them. Camavinga keeps his place as a holding midfielder, with Rice and Veretout in front of them. Oscar in front of those two, and Sesko and Abraham keeping their partnership up front. You can see the front three, Oscar, Sesko and Abraham, scoring all the goals for us, so hopefully they can continue and score a few today. I know I seem to say that every single time, don't I, when we go into a game. Hopefully our players will score goals. It's funny that. It's as if that's the whole point of football, is to go and score goals. So here we are at the San Siro. We'll be playing in our white. And let's see, a win here should take us above Milan. Their goal difference is much better, but it means we would have beaten them twice this year, and it's head-to-head that decides your position in SerieA, so we should go above them if we beat them today. And similar to the game up against Lyon, there has not been any highlights in this first half so far as we make our way towards half time. There is, however, a free kick for Milan here. It's headed at the back post by Danilo, and that's over the bar. They've got 3 yellow cards already, both centre-backs and a winger in the book. So if we can try and get our strikers in behind the centre-backs, we can maybe get a man sent off. Maybe that's not the tactic to be playing here. As I say, there's not been any highlights in the first half. Disappointing. Let's see if the second half is any different. And there's a highlight early on here, but AC Milan have won the ball back off of us, and Tonali switches the play toward Brahim Diaz on this left-hand side for AC Milan. He easily gets past our fullback and Dallo. Kaike challenges him. They're going to check to see if it was a penalty. It looked like it was outside the box, to be honest, so it shouldn't be a penalty, but we'll have to check with VAR. And surprise, surprise, not a penalty. It's as if I could just use my eyes and see that it was outside the box. The free kick was swung in, and it was just about cleared away, but Tovan gets challenged by Sesko there. That was a good challenge by a striker there, and it's out for a throw-in. Christensen has finally recovered from his injury, so we're going to bring him on and he can play the last half an hour today. And looking further forward, some players are not playing well at all, including Oscar, so Pellegrini can come on for him, a double change with half an hour to go. Corner kick by AC Milan. Brahim Diaz into the back post. Tomori heads that off the bar and it's headed away. Calabria gets onto it. And that is the end of the highlight. We're kind of struggling here. We're under some pressure, but we'll see if we can maybe break away and do something in the last 15 minutes. We're going to increase our passing directedness, play with a higher tempo, and in transition, we've changed to distribute quickly over the top of the defence, take some long kicks. We'll see if we can get in behind the centre-backs with people like Tammy and Sesko up there. There is a highlight here, though, thrown in and headed away by Zagadou, and Veretu's got it now. And there's 10 minutes to go here. Veretu forward to Abraham. He's going one-on-one here up against Tomori. Back to Rice. Over to Veretu. Out to Dallo, who's playing on the right-hand side today instead of Salamakers. Dallo down the line. Swings the ball into the box. Sesko heads that. Oh, it's just wide of the goal. We're bringing Kramaric on for Sesko for the last 10 minutes of the game here. Sesko not playing well and also very tired. There's 7 minutes to go. Ball into Abraham. Into Rice, who hits it. Oh, just wide of the goal. The English cohort teaming up there and nearly getting us a goal. 3 minutes added time, and it looks like it's going to be a 0-0 draw, which, I mean, I suppose I can't be too disappointed with a 0-0 draw away to AC Milan, especially when we haven't appeared to have played very well at all in this game. But we had a couple of chances at the end there that we should have taken to win it. Things didn't go our way, I'll say that. No one seemed to care that much about that team talk. And we'll see if that draw was able to have kept us our job. Napoli and Inter Milan also drew as well today, which means no one pulled away from us at the top of the table. But we are still 10 points behind Napoli. 5 behind Inter, but Lazio did win, so they're starting to close in on Napoli. We need to start getting a run of results where we get 3, 4, 5 back-to-back wins, and we'll get ourselves up into that group of teams a few points ahead of us. So looking at the job security, we're still in a precarious position apparently. Other jobs including Sociedad and Watford have appeared on the job market as well, but we're not going to be going to anyone like that. We're not sacked yet, so that's good. We might be sacked by the time the next episode comes round though. The next episode won't be too far away at all though. We do have that game up against Galatasaray as our last one in the Champions League, so I think that could be an interesting game to come back to see. And we also have a game up against Atalanta. I'm going to show you that one. They're currently above us in the league, so it's a team we hope to win against to get further up into that group ahead of us in the league. So we've got 3 games between now and then against Fiorentina, who are in 14th, Torino, who are in 16th, and also Dortmund in the Champions League as well. If we are sacked between now and the next episode, obviously we will come back and let you know if that does happen. But hopefully the next time you see us is going to be the game against Galatasaray and Atalanta. I can't promise though. I don't know what's going to happen. I've just noticed we've got 3 clean sheets in the last 3 games, which is no main feat. It's pretty decent, especially since we were conceding lots of goals earlier on in the season. So 3 clean sheets is good. Let's see if we can continue that defensive record in the next few games. And we'll see for the games against Galatasaray and Atalanta in the next one. If you have enjoyed this, please do leave a like on the video. Really does help us out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so you don't miss an episode you don't want to be missing this season. This could be getting very interesting indeed. And until the next one, where hopefully we're playing Galatasaray and Atalanta still as the Roma manager. We'll see you then.